Welcome to the lot. Oh my god.
You screwed that up. Great job.
I almost said Locked On Lakers. Wow. All right, I'll cut this out.
Yeah.
And
what's even better is this. You're live.
Welcome to the Under the Bus podcast.
Come on, Reggie. You can do this. There you go.
You got this. There.
Welcome to the Under the Bus podcast. Oh my god.
It takes one take. It's one take.
Can you shut up?
No.
Okay. Welcome to the Under the Bus podcast. I'm your host, Merge. And I am here with Clayton. Clayton, what's going on, Clayton? How are you doing, man?
My life is busy. I hate people, but I get my car tomorrow. I forgot to tell people that.
Well, there we go. Clayton's getting his car, and we're also joined by, I guess, guest at this point, Nelson Espinal. Nelson, how's college life treating you? Nelson.
I've been pretty good. Attempted a 3-point shot, but apart from that, I'm just hurt and offended. But apart from that, I'm totally great. Fantastic.
I apologize, but it's
okay. I'm just a guest.
That was awesome.
Anyway, Lakers lost to the Sixers today. I guess it was sort of expected, but the Sixers kind of have a crazy super team now, especially after the trade deadline. Coming off of that big Celtics win, it was kind of disappointing to lose like that, but it is what it is. The Sixers have a crazy good team, like I said now, or at least a crazy good starting five now. But Lakers are they're 2 games out of 8th place right now, right?
It was right there, and there it is, 2.5.
2.5 games out of 8th place right now. They have the All-Star break coming up after they play the Hawks on Tuesday, I believe they play them. So going into the All-Star break, especially after this crazy draining trade deadline, is going to be huge for the team as a whole, but also for guys like Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma to rest up and heal their injuries even more. But anyway, let's start with that trade deadline. But before we do that, don't forget to give a 5-star review if you enjoyed on iTunes. You can also listen to any other app that you listen to podcasts. You can find it on Google Play Music. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find it on anything else like that. And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Under the Bus Pod. And yeah, so let's jump into the trade deadline.
I want someone to give us 5 stars and then make fun of Merge's entrance the entire time.
Okay, whatever, Clayton. if that's what it takes to get a 5-star, you guys can kill me in the ratings, whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the trade deadline because it was definitely a very eventful one.
Not really.
Well, no, it was even though we didn't get the person that people were expecting us to get, we learned a lot about a lot. Let's put it like that. So let's start with the biggest thing that happened during trade deadline with Anthony Davis. The Lakers didn't get him. If you guys didn't know that already, after Dell Demps pretty much didn't pick up the phone, and Magic was talking to himself on the phone and adding more and more assets to potentially Anthony Davis trade, but luckily
I think they offered up Staples Center and possibly you know what? Never mind. I've already been called out on the reviews on one time. I'm not gonna go full Nas, and I don't want to hear about it from losers on Lakers Twitter. So,
oh yeah, the Lakers almost did a big oopsie. Let's just say that by offering up everything, literally
everything.
They almost did. I have a feeling if Dell Demps came back and say we'll take it if we add 5 picks to it, I'm pretty sure Magic would have taken that deal. But anyway, Nelson,
give him a first edition of Genie and Playboy. Magic would have done it.
Holy shit!
Jesus Christ, this is off to a great start. Nelson, let's start with you, so Clayton doesn't throw more profanities out there.
Oh no, he probably will because he's
he's going to. But let's hold back on it for a second.
Yeah. I haven't even swore yet. Like this.
We're leading up to it. I already know. So Nelson, what was your whole sort of thinking with the whole Anthony Davis stuff? How do you feel about the Lakers sort of as a whole after all that went down?
I mean, the team's kind of messy right now. It's really messy when you offered to trade like 70% of your team and assets in order to acquire Anthony Davis and then not get him. Overall, I thought the trade that BA proposed originally, which was like 2 first-round picks, like a second-round pick, or 2 second-round picks, and then Zubats, and I think it was like Ball, Ingram, Kuzma, and then a couple other salary filler players. That trade wouldn't be too bad, but yeah, I mean, I think the Pelicans just didn't want to trade him, and that's what happened. And I thought that trade was really going to go down. As soon as that proposal came out, I was like, wow, the Lakers are not messing around. They offered They offered the package. This is the package.
Yeah.
And the Pelicans did not bite. They didn't even apparently talk to the Lakers for like a few days after. Just not because they were thinking about it, just because they just didn't want it.
Dell Demps did talk to Greg Popovich, though.
I like to imagine Dell Demps was just like staring at a phone that just said magic on it for like 2 days and it's not picking it up just because he didn't want to.
Yeah, it was pretty sad to see. Like it was like, look, I would have taken that trade just because I am still really high on Ingram, higher than I think most people are at this point. I think he could be a really, really freaking good player. And Ball,
he adds some 3-point volume to what he is right now. My God.
Yeah, he's gonna be a star.
He's already showing the insane defender he's gonna be. He can already be a scoring option. Maybe not number 1 yet, but number 2. I mean, a number 1 possibly if he adds that 3-point shot, like Clayton said. But I mean, like he's just a really great offensive talent, and on the defensive end, he's pretty good too. So I mean, he's like the prospect, and sure, he doesn't have as much hype as Tatum, but I still think that he's not that far off. Like it's not like it's relatively close, especially when you factor in all the other assets that they were throwing in. I doubt. I mean, I think the Lakers offered pretty much matched, sort of close to what Boston's best offer is going to be. Maybe the Boston's God offer is a little bit better, but
if they include Tatum,
I don't know if Kyrie's going to be signed. He might not. So if that offer is not on the table next year, I feel like the B8 offer is still going to be on the table next year.
I would hope that it wouldn't be.
I think it is going to be. I think that's going to be the offer the Lakers throw out and the Pelicans take it this time. I think that's how this is going to work out because I feel like Kyrie's going to go to New York just because Kyrie's erratic and he's. I don't think he wants to stay in Boston that much longer. I think he wants to take on that challenge of doing his own team again.
Well,
that's what he's supposed to do in Boston, which is kind of weird. But Kyrie's
the Jason Tatum's team.
Kyrie's a really weird fucking guy. So yeah. Anyways, I mean, I think that the trade wouldn't have been too taxing on the team if you get that third superstar. But now it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. If Kyrie does leave, then that lets AD possibly to come here, and then another free agent maybe, or a free agent and then the AD trade. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I feel like I would have been perfectly fine with the trade. But it didn't happen, so now you're just kind of left stuck in the middle. So I mean, it's gonna be like I don't even know what to expect during the next offseason, especially when some of these free agents are likely to re-sign with their current teams, and the ones that are available are they gonna come here? We'll see. I mean, we'll see how LeBron if LeBron can really get those free agents. We'll see.
Yeah, I think I was fine with that potential trade when it came out from BA. And I think what pushed it over the edge for me was like the 4 first-round picks, adding literally like all of our good players from this season into that deal, and it would have just been
minus
like
KCP.
No. There was I think Ramona or someone said that the last trade offer included KCP.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do with this, and I just don't want to turn into the Lakers from a few years ago, where every single year we're hoping that we get a top 3 pick, or top 5 pick or whatever, or turn into the Nets, And the reason why we wouldn't go full Nets because they put we can't trade it. Oh no, they didn't. The Stepien rule was already in action when that happened. It was just a bunch of pick swaps.
Yes.
And the Nets were just that bad, and that's why if the Lakers offered like 5 picks, which with 2 or 3 of them being a pick swap, I mean,
you can only offer 4, I believe.
4 including pick swaps?
No, you can add with pick swaps. You can add you can do up to I think 8 years. I think it is.
Right. So I mean,
it would have been like 4 picks and then 4 pick swaps.
I just would have been scared with Anthony Davis by himself. If I had talked about this before on Twitter, if the Lakers got Bradley Beal, say, and they already have Bradley Beal and they have LeBron there already, I'd be much more willing to throw a ton to Anthony Davis because I'd be a lot more confident in Beal and Davis after LeBron leaves than just Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
And at that point,
we're not New Orleans. I think we have at least a pretty good front office. I mean, we're going to touch on this in the future, but I mean, I don't think that they're as bad as whatever dysfunction the New Orleans Pelicans have up there. So I mean, like, they couldn't build a team around AD. That doesn't mean that we can't. I mean, AD is still going to be like what? Like, he is going to be at one point like probably the best player in the NBA. Like,
once LeBron leaves, he probably will be. Him or Giannis.
So yet again, you have the best player in the NBA, a little bit younger, a little bit more injury prone. That's true, but still, you still have the best player, one of the best premier talents in the game. I mean, it's still somewhat. It provides you a fast rebuild, and although it does get tricky, I mean, I really feel that like if it would have been just AD, that it's much different than when it's in LA than when it's in New Orleans. But I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just more confident with multiple All-Stars or 2 All-Stars than 1, pretty much. I mean, which is common sense, pretty much. But Clayton, I'm gonna pass the question over to you. Do you think the Lakers got embarrassed with this whole thing?
There's just so much to this that it's unbelievable. So like, I don't think the Lakers actually anticipated that whole him being available was gonna actually pop up. But then I saw someone say that it was almost like Magic got his eyes were the size of like saucer plates,
Yeah.
And then he couldn't help himself.
Yep.
And while Magic said that he didn't negotiate through the media, that's what we got. I mean, that's exactly what we got.
I mean that's pretty clearly bullshit.
I think the New Orleans leaked everything. That's how it got out, pretty much.
I mean,
BA has New Orleans sources.
Yeah,
which is why I think
he's also been with the Lakers organization for a while, and then also Tania also had sources. So you're saying that she had all of her sources were from New Orleans too?
I just think that Magic didn't want this to get out, but he let it get out because he wasn't careful enough with it, and the Pelicans wanted revenge for the whole tampering with AD stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I think happened with that whole thing.
Maybe, but I don't know. It was negotiated through the media. Plain and simple. You have Woj over in the corner, for
don't get into graphic detail about Woj.
doing something wildly inappropriate with Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge apparently, not promising Jason Tatum, but
that's the thing that blew my mind.
If they don't give up Jason Tatum,
they're not giving up Jason Tatum. I'm very confident in saying that.
They would want Jason Tatum to pair up with, or to be the trio of AD and Kyrie. Like they're gonna offer probably something like Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier as a restricted free agent, and all their picks, a whole bunch of picks. But while that Memphis pick is great, that Sacramento pick does not look very good right now.
No, do they get the pick?
Yeah. No, I think the Sacramento pick's like only top 1 protected or something like that.
Oh, so if they made it to the playoffs, they wouldn't get it?
No, they would get it.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I meant.
It's like top
the Kings wouldn't get it.
Yeah, the Kings wouldn't get it. No.
And also, if the Clippers don't make the playoffs, the Celtics don't get their pick either.
Yeah.
Right?
No. I think it's top 10 or top lotto protected. I can look it up, but it's just it's not unless you add Tatum, that return does not look that intriguing to me. Yeah, it's a lot of picks, and that's cheap talent for New Orleans to potentially build around and blah blah blah. But like,
they have to pay Brown very soon.
Yeah,
this upcoming year he'll be open for an extension.
Yeah. So I found it. So 2019 pick from the Clippers. It is protected 1 through 14 in 2019, 1 through 14 in 2020, and if it's not conveyed by 2020, the Clippers will instead convey their 2022 second round pick.
Isn't that a big draft too? Oh, second round pick. Oh,
yeah. The Memphis pick is first round pick to Boston, protected for selections 1 through 8 this year, 1 through 6 in 2020, and unprotected in 2021.
So there's a good chance they don't get any. There's a good chance they only get the Kings pick.
Yeah, and then the Kings is only top 1 protected.
That'd be wild if
and Philadelphia will receive the less favorable of the protected of the 2 picks.
Honestly, I think the Clippers have better assets than the Celtics.
I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, like it's really
pick is like crazy coveted around the league. That Miami Heat pick.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, because the Heat don't have a lot of. I can scroll down to them. That Miami Heat pick, the 2021, is completely unprotected. It just says Miami's 2021 first round draft pick to the Los Angeles Clippers, from Phoenix to Philadelphia to
the Clippers.
Now the Clippers. The thing with the Heat is they have no 2019 second round pick, no 2020 second round pick, no 2021 first round pick, no 2021 second round pick, and then no 2023 or 2024 second round picks. Like, they don't have a lot of picks, period.
So much.
And they have a lot of money wrapped up in bad guys.
Deion Waiters, Kelly Olynyk, James Johnson.
You can possibly get out of Olynyk and James Johnson, but you don't have anything to really give them away.
Yeah, you'd have to attach like Josh Richardson or something at some point.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you hope for a superstar of Miami, which you could possibly see that. Miami is nice, but it's just whatever. But unless Tatum is offered, I don't think that return is that great. A lot of Boston's assets are incredibly overrated unless it's NBA Twitter. That's really the thing. NBA Twitter, of course, will have all their assets rated so much better because, God forbid,
because they're Lakers.
Yeah, which, I mean, do we probably appreciate our talent more than other teams? Sure. Yes, I'm totally fine admitting that. But then saying like Marcus Smart is good, but he's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what he is. Mm-hmm. Jaylen Brown is still wildly inconsistent, and I'd still take
Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, oh yeah. I would still take Ingram over him.
I take Jamal Murray over him.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. I take Buddy. I take Buddy Hield over him. No, I'm not even kidding.
I don't do that one. No. Buddy Hield's almost 30.
So he gets older by the day. By the day, man.
He's 27, right? He's almost as old as me.
He's 26, I think.
Is he 26? I thought
he just turned 26. Because people thought he turned 25, but he's actually 26.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%.
I'm looking it up now.
Because they were asking.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It is 26, but still, I still can't believe that. Like, that's absolutely hysterical. No, I take Jalen over him. But yeah, just overall, the Lakers offer of Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, then it had to be like an additions of Rondo and Beasley, and then probably
Lance.
Zubats, and then four picks. Anthony Davis is a top.
No. It was KCP instead of Rondo and
did that one ended up changing? I didn't actually ever see that one. So
that was like the last reported one that the Lakers offered. Yeah,
gotcha. So that's well, none of them obviously are.
And also we would take back Solomon Hill.
Yeah, and take back Solomon Hill. While all of those guys combined will not be as good as Anthony Davis.
Nope.
I love Brandon Ingram. I like Kyle Kuzma. I like all these players. I really, really like Lonzo. They're not going to be as good as Anthony Davis. I totally understand that. The thing, NBA Twitter just refuses to acknowledge it. Like, this goes for Lakers Twitter too. Historically, trading for a superstar you do not get 125 cents on the dollar.
Again,
if anything, you get 75 cents on the dollar. Like for Kawhi, okay, DeMar DeRozan is better than I believe he is, according to everyone else. I'm fine with saying that. You can say DeMar DeRozan is an awesome player, whatever. I don't care. He's whatever. He's an all-star guy. I don't think he made the all-star in the West.
No, Aldridge made it over him,
which is not surprising to me. But you can say that like he is a all-star caliber player. I'm fine. Again, I'm fine saying that. I've said that he's a top 35 player, which
and that's Clayton being nice.
That's me being nice. And I mean, the top 35 player is a borderline all-star.
Yep.
What? Wait. Okay, wait. When did this happen? Wait, what?
Clayton's always been down at DeMar. Come on. You don't remember the DeMar push of like 2 years ago?
That was sarcastic words. Of course I do.
Anyways. So borderline all-star guy, but then who else did
Jakob?
They got Jakob Poeltl, and then I think 2 second-round picks.
Something like that.
Okay, so
I didn't get OG in that trade.
I have no idea either. Let me see if there's something I'm forgetting. It's DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and
this is a picks
and protected 2019 pick. That's it.
And then they also gave away.
They also got Toronto also got Danny Green. Now
it was like a top 75 player.
Yeah. Now last year he wasn't really. Now Kawhi was injured. I get that. Oh, fudge, dude. The pick is protected 1 through 20. And then after a year, it becomes 2 seconds. Oh, I didn't even realize that. And the Spurs included $5 million in cash. So go ahead and tell me, yes, Kawhi was injured. Obviously, there was some debate about it, but regardless, he felt like he wasn't himself.
They still asked for the fucking farm.
The Lakers apparently the Lakers offer apparently was just poo-poo, and they were offering to they had to offer everything. That's the thing with people not understanding, like the Lakers, for PG 2 years ago would have had to give up everything.
Ingram and the pick that became Lonzo, pretty much.
Yeah. People were said, no, it was down to just one of them. No, it was both of them. Like, the rumor was they wanted one or the other, but then they essentially just wanted both the pick and Ingram because they didn't want D'Angelo. And then they wanted Randall, and then you needed to have Clarkson in there for salary, I believe.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, that's everything that they had back then. Everything, pretty much, that had major value.
Yep.
Then with Kawhi, it was our big three young guys, Josh Hart and picks, like 4 picks.
So it was pretty much the AD trade.
Pretty much the AD trade. And then for AD, it was even more.
Yeah. It was more picks.
And I get asking that much for AD because AD is a freaking monster. He deserves he deserves every accolade he gets and blah blah blah, but like there has to be a point where you draw a line, and whether it was the Lakers,
the whole thing.
Yeah, whether the Lakers front office actually drew a line, I'm not 100% sure they did.
I think the line
that last offer really isn't a line. Like, that's just like, here, have everything. I mean, maybe they wanted naming rights to the Staples Center as well. So, I mean, like
the Smoothie King Center.
I get it. AD is great, but you never ever get $1.25 or like what they're trying to say. Like, even Tatum, if people really think that the Celtics are going to offer Tatum, I've got news for you. They're not going to offer Tatum. Like, Danny Green's going to go kicking and screaming before he gives up Tatum. What did I say?
Green.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, Ainge is gonna go down kicking and screaming before he does that. If he even does it. I honestly think it would be something like Jaylen Brown picks Rozier and Smart.
Semi Ojeleye.
So, I mean, and yeah, some minor things, Ojeleye,
Robert Williams, Time Lord.
Maybe Robert Williams. Like, I could see stuff like minor things like that. But
I draw the line at Yabu.
But it's just honestly, like, yeah, getting AD would have been like, yes, that's awesome. But at the same time, then you have no idea what the future is.
Yeah. That's what scared me, just because it felt like the Lakers were like, we have to get him no matter what,
Yeah, and I don't understand how the Lakers lose the trade deadline when it wasn't up to the Lakers apparently offered everything. So how do the Lakers lose if the New Orleans Pelicans are being ran by Mickey Loomis, and Benson, the wife of
Jackie Benson,
Jackie Benson. And they're more focused on the Saints still not being able to go to the Super Bowl. It just, I don't know.
Honestly,
I was fine trading for him if it got to a point you had to walk away. They weren't going to do that, apparently, and I was fine not getting him. We'll have 30.
We saw
the Lakers will have enough cap space in order to afford Kevin Durant. Now, will Kevin Durant come? I am not saying that, but they still will have. They have enough to get him, and especially now with the Zubats traded, that's a whole nother thing. But then, you'll have enough money for another max guy, whether it be Kawhi or Clay or Kyrie or Jimmy or any of these other guys, Middleton, Kemba. I wouldn't really be happy with Kemba.
Toby.
You're just it doesn't. You'll have that, and then you'll have another $7 or $8 million to offer to someone, another good legit rotation piece. You can then fill out the guys, the roster with ring chasers. And then you'll still have the young core. And then if you could possibly, now the Pelicans won't have as much leverage if Tatum isn't being offered and all this other stuff. So maybe you get AD in the summer for two of the big three and 3 of the smaller guys, I guess. But I don't know. And then just all of it just completely deflating the locker room. Yes, I understand, Magic Johnson, that they're professionals and everything, but you never were traded, and you were never really talked about being in a trade, so you don't know.
I mean, same with LeBron,
like same with LeBron. I mean, like, yeah, like friends have been traded of those guys and everything, and I obviously don't know as much, but like I do know from people living in a stressful situation, having to worry about where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Like people are human beings. And that's one thing that I don't understand why people just get over it. No, like, let me fire you from your job, or, transfer you to the other side of the nation, or, put you in
a New Orleans. Sorry, Cam. I apologize, Cam.
I mean, New Orleans isn't probably the worst place to live, but I mean, I guess at least it's not like Milwaukee or something. But
hey, Milwaukee has.
Never
mind. They have cheese. They
have Giannis, and they have smoothies.
And Aaron Rodgers.
And Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
So the Kane body of Aaron Rodgers.
But it's just, I didn't. People freaking out and worrying about the front office, like that one, like you can't force Dell Demps or Mickey Loomis, whoever is making the call. Like really the thing that I'm pissed most about the situation isn't even New Orleans. It's if Greg Popovich called Dell Demps and spoke with him and said, do not trade AD to the Lakers, that's collusion.
Yeah.
And that's against the CBA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. They of course want to investigate the Lakers for tampering. I think there's some, justifiability or whatever you want to say. I'm tired. Want to say to it, like there's reasons to say that's justified because of Clutch and blah blah blah. But and Magic having a history of being stupid and tampering. But if people are saying that, Pop talked to Dell Demps, that's illegal.
Yeah.
Like that's just as bad as Magic. That's even worse than Magic Johnson doing a wink on
Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah.
So that was actually the thing that pissed me off the most, and NBA Twitter, of course, and then Laker Twitter freaking out because that's what Lakers Twitter does, and the gatekeepers think that they get to control everything.
Yeah, it's the whole AD thing. It really it felt like within 48 hours the Lakers lost all of any leverage they ever had, and Magic is all of a sudden being completely embarrassed by this front office and all this stuff. But I mean, I'm just happy that the young guys are still here, and I'm looking forward to just seeing those guys still grow, which is what
I think the ceiling of the team is higher if they can add another max, because I'm not guaranteed to get another max in the summer.
Yeah.
AD. I think the team is higher with another max guy in free agency, and the young core. Everyone talks about adding free agents and adding all these other guys. How the hell do you think the Golden State Warriors became so incredible?
Steph Curry had weak ankles for his first year. That's what happened.
I mean, that's true. But
hey, Lonzo has weak ankles.
They developed from homegrown talent.
Yep.
That is how they started out. You have to have those cheap homegrown talent assets. If you don't, I mean, what? Like the only time that's ever worked, not homegrown talent, is the Heatles. That's it. There's no other team like that I can remember, unless it was some just ridiculous trades, But
I mean, maybe those Rockets teams that had Clyde with Hakeem, but I mean, still you had Hakeem.
I mean, you had Hakeem and you had Ralph Sampson, and you had you had guys. It wasn't that. It was not the same,
and anytime the Lakers have won, it's been a homegrown guy with a guy you gotten from outside. Yeah. So Shaq and Kobe, Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe and Powell. That's always how it is.
You have to have that, and
Magic and Kareem.
People once we signed LeBron, we had the timeline, and I understand that you need to maximize with him. But you also need to maximize by having a freaking shooting coach and having assistant coaches that aren't just from Arizona. Like I'm complaining about Luke, obviously, but like Luke needs to also realize, like, I'm not saying to fire Luke. He has huge flaws, obviously, and I know people are out for his head. He deserves plenty of fault, but bringing in like Mark Jackson or Ty Lue or
Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh my God, Jeff Van Gundy. Any of those guys, letting Brian Shaw take over, that's a terrible idea. What you need to do is, and first off, you don't let a coach hang himself like people keep saying. If you let a coach hang himself, then that's ineptitude on the front office as well, in my opinion. You have to guide him just as well because he's still by far the youngest NBA coach.
Yep.
And he went into the year, by the time free agency happens, coaching staffs are looking to be already completed.
Yeah.
So he went into this season with the same people thinking like we're just going to have another rebuilding year and blah blah blah. He's now if he is with the Lakers, I pray to God he fires his entire staff, and wishes him well and blah blah blah, but then brings in legit guys. First off, Brian Shaw, the instant that PG was re-signed, he should have been fired.
I go.
He's never been valuable. I've been saying that since he was brought in.
From the minute it was announced that you were on that.
But God forbid, it's just there's things that need to change. I wasn't necessarily mad that they didn't get AD because you can go back 3 years or so on this podcast, regardless of what the name was, and you hear me say you have to, in order to win, you have to have cheap homegrown talent. You have to do it.
Yep.
And people just once a star is even rumored, they just throw that out the window and totally forget.
Yeah. All right, I want to move away from the AD stuff because I honestly I don't feel like we get him, but get him in the future.
We could talk another 2+ hours on it.
Yeah, there's so much to dig into with that AD situation, but let's move on to the guys who are actually Lakers right now. Let's talk about the 2 transactions the Lakers made during the trade deadline that actually went through. The Lakers traded Svi Mikhailuk in a 2021 second-round pick. Was that correct?
My tears.
Force fee for is it 2021?
I believe so. I'll look it up.
For shooting guard, or let's just say wing, Reggie Bullock from the Detroit Pistons. Now let's start with Reggie Bullock. I loved Svi. Svi was like a guy who I was really excited to see sort of grow with the team, but I'm very excited to see what Bullock is going to bring to this team, and he's just a guy that I think is a really good fit with LeBron and all the other playmakers we have, and he's just a smart sort of player. I mean, he's shot over 40%. He's a near 40% 3-point shooter for his career, and he was the second best 3-point shooter percentage wise last year. He's shooting 39% this year on more attempts and more makes. And I just like what he brings to the team, and if we can keep him after this little 28 game window, then I think the trade is a huge success, especially if we can keep him on a cheap deal. Nelson, did you like the deal? Are you okay with the deal, and how do you see him fitting with the team?
I mean, it's been so fun to watch in summer league, but I think the deal as a whole was like pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, today he didn't play that well as far as like scoring and shooting, but he did a bunch of other small little things that's like sort of JJ Redick-ish, I guess.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, and you can tell that from the minute he stepped on the court.
Yeah, and he provides shooting, and honestly, he's a rookie, and he's not as good as Bullock, so he wouldn't have gotten as much PT. So it's kind of good that they traded for an experienced veteran guy, someone who can shoot, and someone who's going to get minutes. That's a positive sign. So overall, like I'm really happy with the trade. The other trade though, it was kind of I didn't really like that one, but this one I'd probably give it a B+, honestly.
Yeah, I think with Svi and Reggie Bullock, isn't Reggie Bullock pretty much like 80% the best Svi can be, like the 80th percentile of Svi, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm fine saying that.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much what we would hope Svi could
especially
become.
Since Reggie Bullock is he'll turn 28 in the middle of March.
Yeah, he's still a young enough guy, you know, and he's not gonna get better by any means, but he's a guy that is a smart player on the court, and I just like the sort of intangibles and obviously the shooting that he brings to the team. Clayton, same question to you. How did you feel about the deal, and what if you had to give it sort of a letter grade, what would you give it?
I love Svi, and I will forever miss Svi. I've talked about Svi now for what? Since his sophomore year or something like that. So like I have a hole missing in my heart. But I mean my thing is if Reggie Bullock plays, he has never played more than 62 games in his career.
Uh-huh.
This year he's played 44, and that's already the second most ever in his career.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he is a 39.8% 3-point shooter. But he also didn't start shooting threes until really 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Last year he shot 44.5% on 4.5 attempts per game, and he is shooting 38.8% on 6.7 attempts per game this year. If he can continue that, that's amazing. I do worry about the health, obviously. Overall, I mean, it's a solid B or B plus, I guess. I mean, because Svi, while we, all enjoy him and everything, he is still just not there, of course. Maybe you can get him back in a couple of years or something like that. But if he's started to really bring it,
we can see.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's I didn't really hear that he broke up, so I don't really care anyways. But
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I also enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
but it's I mean it's a necessary trade. They needed shooting now.
Yes.
Bullock provides that now. And he does plenty of other stuff. If you watch our boy Zach Milner's little video of him screening, he can also find the spots that he needs to be. He relocates really well. His defense isn't, in my opinion, great, but he's not the worst ever either.
He's definitely better than Svi.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think Svi was actually all that bad.
No, but the lack of length definitely.
The lack of length definitely was an issue.
And I think Reggie Bullock has like a 6'9", 6'10" wingspan. He's 6'7".
So he is like a +3 or something like that. But
at the very least,
a -1.
Body,
Yeah, but it was a good trade. I mean, nothing really to write home about. Nothing to really be pissed off about. Nothing to really be like, oh yeah, that was freaking amazing. It's just.
No, he's just a solid rotation piece on a good team.
Yeah, but he needs to be brought back next year.
100%.
Period. I mean, on a cheap contract too. He needs.
Yeah, he has a low cap hold. I think it's about like 4.5 million, 4.4 million, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can bring him back for relatively cheap, and you should, because I think he's a good player. He'd be a great player to have around any star. So, let's move on to the trade that's a little more controversial, I should say. The Lakers traded Michael Beasley and Ivica Zubac to the Los Angeles Clippers for power forward center stretch big man Mike Muscala, who is formerly of the 76ers. So let's talk about this. The Lakers already had a Mike Muscala on their team. And Mo Wagner, and I still think he can be getting minutes. He's not getting any minutes from Luke. I just want to see what he can do, because it feels like whenever he comes into the game, he brings some sort of energy. But that's besides the point. Lakers got a stretch big. Clayton, let's start with you. What was your, if you have to give this one a letter grade, what would you give it?
A D plus, maybe a D. Just like I don't want this to actually mean that I don't like Muscala. Like 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago when he was a free agent, I actually said that the Lakers should go after him. If it was 2 years ago, he had just come off of shooting 41% from three on 1.5 attempts per game. So nothing insane, but you know, that you could see the potential. He was only 25. Then last year he shot 37% on 3.2 attempts per game. And then now he's shooting 4.2 attempts per game. My problem isn't necessarily with Muscala. It was what they gave up.
Yeah, it was Zoo and Beasley.
It was I don't give two craps about Michael Beasley. Yeah, I do feel extremely bad for him because obviously during the season he lost his mom. But then after that he turned apparently into a headache in the locker room.
Luke, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, just there was just other things that I've seen and heard, and like the little stupid Instagram passive aggressive stuff that he tends to do, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I mean, he was good when he played, but I mean,
he was fine. There was a lot of frustrating moments for me. But as for Ivica, that was the issue of trading Zubats. Like Zubats had cooled down a little bit, obviously. Part of that was because, you know, LeBron was hurt, and really it was just down to Zubats and Brandon Ingram. Yeah. You know, because Zoe rolled the ankle, LeBron still steering groin.
And Kuz had an injury.
Yeah. It was a lower back strain or whatever. Yeah. You know, it was just those two, and like they were both playing pretty good. Brandon especially turned a corner. Zubats had been playing really good since like the turn of the year. Yeah, maybe even a little bit before then. He had just been so much better.
The first one, that game against the Pelicans, where he like defended AD really well.
Yeah, yeah. Like he went from someone that many of us were just saying, like, why is he on the team?
Yeah.
To
best center on the team.
Best center on the team, and a piece that apparently the New Orleans Pelicans were talking about for Anthony Davis. Not to get back into that, but just he had regained a ton of value.
Yeah.
A piece that's supposed to be, you know, involved in a trade for a superstar. Then you go around and use him as a salary dump, an asset to dump a salary. And maybe they just didn't have any interest in bringing Zubats back next year. I guess that would make it whatever. But I mean, get a second round pick for him or something, you know, because like it wasn't good asset management, period. Muscala could end up shooting 37% for the rest of the year, you know, turn around like he shot like last year with the Hawks. And I think everyone would be pretty dang happy with that. But I think it just keeps going back to you gave up your best center to get him, you know, and yes, I understand in order to get something, you have to give up something, but that it didn't make very much sense. I mean, as you said, you could have, if you wanted to stretch big, play Mo Wagner. You guys both know I am not a fan of Mo. I don't really think he's all that great. And I don't really have that much hope for his potential. I do hope that he turns out to be something really good, but that you do have that type of player, especially since Muscala isn't necessarily a really big guy like how, say, Brook Lopez is a big guy and he's shooting well. You know, Muscala's kind of I think he's actually a little thinner than Wagner, which is weird, but I didn't actually know that Mo's first name is Victor or Victor. That's funny. Wow. He dropped a couple more points on my hope scale.
Victor Moritz Wagner? Is it no name Moritz?
Yeah.
But know that.
But yeah, I mean, on 1.4 attempts a game in 20 games in 7 minutes a game, Mo is putting up 1.5 threes and he's making 39.3% of them.
Oh, yeah. He's the number translated. I'm
stupid small sample size. Yeah. It could potentially be there. And that's my thing. Like, if you like if you want to stretch
energy guy, and this team,
if you want to stretch big, then you have the stretch big. You just have to play him and stop playing JaVale McGee, who looks like his offense has turned around, but his defense has still been so far up his butt he doesn't even know. And then Tyson Chandler's 55 years old, like he's got the best fundamentals, but the guy he cannot get up anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just he just doesn't have the movement. So you traded your best center, the guy who had been starting for you, for a backup bench stretch guy. Like if Muscala begins to start, like I have to seriously question Luke. I mean, I thought that Luke's starting lineup was really good today.
That's where the compliment ended for me.
Yeah, and then after that, of course, well, I didn't get to watch, but really, it was those 4 minutes and 33 seconds of not having one of LeBron, Ingram, or Kuz on the floor.
This was around, I think, like this was like the 9th or 10th minute in the fourth quarter. We tweeted out that stat.
Yeah. And then they ended up losing by 23. But
yeah, but that was after the fact when they were already down and they just lost hope. I mean, if you're down by 6 instead of 16, there's LeBron James stuff, and that's dropped out of the call.
Yeah. So did he?
Yeah.
Poor Nelson. But I don't know. It's just stupid. That was just there. He's back. It didn't make any sense. It just did not make any sense to me.
If they had tried Mo and he didn't look good, then this trade makes more sense. But they haven't even tried to go to Mo for a consistent amount of minutes. He's had some spot minutes where Luke wants the team to get energized a little bit, and he's played well. Honestly, I think every time Luke's brought him in, he's played good. He's done his job pretty much. Like that Warriors game, he had a 6 or 7 minute stretch. He put up 7 points, and he was battling with Draymond Green. He jump started that Lakers run.
The one against. Oh, the one without LeBron. The one not on Christmas. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So okay, that one. I mean,
he scored 7 points in like 6 minutes, and then Luke didn't put him in at all in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just by not even trying Mo, who is supposed to be this guy who is supposed to be a stretch big who gives you a lot more versatility, and then you go out to get a guy who is slightly better than him. Like it's just confusing, especially by giving up a very solid player in Zubac.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like that one is just. It's not. Is it going to haunt them?
No.
Zubac
isn't going to be that good.
No. I mean, he's not going to be an all-star or anything.
He's not going to be like Julius or D'Angelo. Like he won't reach that.
But I mean, I think it's definitely a trade that they should regret right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I feel like this is another kind of trade that was sort of like the Bullock trade, where it was like, I guess to be consistent enough. So let's get another guy. So then they got Muscala, but he's pretty much just like Wagner, really. And also, fun fact: I have never seen Muscala make a 3-point shot. I have
Muscala. He made one today.
Oh yeah, I missed that. I missed that 3-point shot, and I also missed every single 3-point shot he made with the Sixers. I watched quite a few amount of Sixers games, and I've never seen him make a 3-point shot. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, so I kind of have a skewed view on him, so I don't really know that much about him. But it does really seem like it's sort of like a whatever trade that, if Zubac does turn out to pan out for
Clippers.
Where do you get traded to again? I'm sorry. The Clippers. Like if he turns out to be at least good there, then it's gonna haunt them because Muscala is, he's not really gonna be much part of a rotation guy.
Not gonna be there next year. Like he'll be a Laker next year.
Yeah.
But it was a weird trade, especially when you have a guy very similar to him, and maybe you can try playing them together at 5'4", but that might really just defensively might really suck. Even though I think Mo's shown moments of being better defensively than we thought he'd be.
No.
He's the guy that I just want to try. I just want to see what he's like.
Oh, you need that's the thing. You need to play him.
Yes,
you have to play him. You invested a pick on him. What was it? 24?
25,
25,
something like that.
24,
Yeah.
25. You spent a pick on him. And like Svi got more minutes than him.
Yeah,
you know? Like Svi, I didn't think got enough minutes anyways either. Yeah. But like it just I don't know, man. Like Tyson Chandler today got 13 minutes today. 13 minutes, and he was a negative 23. You want to know why he was a negative 23? The whole bench was trash. Yes. I didn't even watch the game, and I can tell you why he was a negative 23.
Joel Embiid killed him.
Joel freaking Embiid was a plus 23. There's a correlation right there.
Joe murdered everyone on the court.
mean, yeah, Joel is going to murder pretty much, 8 out of 10 centers, 9 out of 10 centers.
Yeah.
But like, even like, I mean, it's just stupid to me. Like, I get
also,
it.
Boban scored on it.
But I mean, it just 13 minutes of both Muscala and Chandler. And again, I do think Muscala can be fine. Like, maybe I'm the only one that still likes him. Yes, I know he has been funky this year. But
and you know what? Like, I saw something that said the lineups that Muscala did, the only lineup that he didn't work in Philadelphia that wasn't a plus when he was on the court was whenever he was on the court with Joel Embiid, with another big man, pretty much another five.
Because the thing is, you cannot play. Yeah, you cannot play Muscala as a 4.
Unless you have a guy like Mo there who they can pretty much interchange on a 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So then they can provide spacing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, I thought it was just it didn't, like, when I saw that the Lakers in our group chat had gotten Muscala, I was like, that's not actually a bad pick. And then I saw people complaining about it. I was like, huh. Okay, well, what did they give up? And then I saw Beasley, and I was like, okay, like that. Why are you so mad about that? And then when I saw exactly why they were mad, I was like, you son of it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that. It's
just poor asset management. I mean, there was times,
especially with all the stupid trades that were out there. That's another thing. Like, yeah, of course the Lakers are going to have to trade everything, but then there were so many dumb trades. Like, now looking at it, Philadelphia gave up way too much for Tobias Harris.
They did, and Tobias is a great player. Right?
Tobias is an amazing player, but they gave up possibly the biggest asset in the entire league in that 2021 Miami.
The Woj, that's like one of the top 3 most coveted assets in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And also
like the other one is probably Tatum, and then a superstar.
Tatum, man. Luka Doncic, maybe not, but another part of that trade is that the Lakers gave up 2 players for 1. So there's been a lot of talk recently about who the Lakers should target with the buyout. But there's 2 guys who we had talked about in the past and on Twitter that we would have liked, who I picked up already, and Wes Matthews to the Pacers and Wayne Ellington to the Detroit Pistons. There are other guys out there who could potentially be bought out, who I would like on the Lakers. The people who are out there right now who are the biggest names are Markieff Morris, who the Lakers were reported to be interested in by B.A. Turner. Enes Kanter is out there, but I heard he's probably going to go to the Celtics or the Raptors. Robin Lopez was bought out by the Bulls. He might be a decent pickup, but I don't know if he'd want to come to the Lakers because of Brooke. And I think that was the only one that already happened. Oh, and obviously the one that we're all dreading, Carmelo Anthony.
You also didn't Gortat sign somewhere?
No, Gortat's also out there.
I mean, he wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I still think he'd be an upgrade over, say, like even JaVale or definitely Tyson.
I wouldn't say over JaVale, but I think over Tyson. Yeah,
I actually think he'd probably be better than JaVale because of all the other stuff he does. Did Frank Kaminsky apparently got
he's
bought
gonna
out or is being bought out.
Yeah, I think we could have got him instead of trading for Muscala.
Yeah. I mean, Kaminsky sucks too, but whatever.
I mean, he can shoot a three, and that's all. That's all we're asking for Muscala to do. Other guys who have been rumored who might be bought out. This one's a long shot, but DeAndre Jordan. The Knicks have kind of come out and said they aren't going to, but you never know. Especially if the Knicks lose a ton in a row and DeAndre just wants to play. Jeremy Lin, who is a guy who I would target pretty high on that list. Dwayne Dedman would be okay. He's a guy who would probably also be better than Tyson and maybe JaVale. Any other guys that I'm missing? Any other guy? Do you guys like any of those guys specifically more than the others, or Nelson?
I mean, just one side Melo, please. And before the podcast, we were talking about this, and I think Clay brought up a good point. If there's one Melo, they could have already got him and got him into the season, but that hasn't happened yet. We hope that won't happen. But Portal would be nice. I don't know, anyone that can really just shoot a basketball, can play centers,
or back up,
probably fine. Honestly, yeah. I mean, just don't sign Melo, please. That one would definitely hurt.
Anyone but Melo.
That would kind of.
Another buyout guy that I missed. Shelvin Mack signed with the Hornets, which is, I guess, he would have been an option out there, but he's Shelvin Mack. He's Shelvin Mack. I think Lin would be the top guy, like I said.
He's always been an underrated player ever since he was on the Knicks. Is like 5 years there.
Lin sanity. He went from very overrated to extremely underrated within like a season. Like people would just hate him. No, and he's probably this backup point guard in the league, right? Am I wrong saying that?
One of the better ones, yeah.
Yeah. Clayton, is there any other guy besides Lin that stuck out to you?
Lin obviously would be great. I do have hope that Trevor Ariza will still be bought out.
Trevor Ariza.
Woj was, of course, throwing out things saying that he wasn't going to be, but I mean, who knows with Washington?
According to Woj, he's gonna get extended after they traded Kelly Oubre and Otto.
I don't know. The Washington Wizards are run by a bunch of schmucks, so
Ernie Grunfeld needs to be fired from that team immediately.
Yeah, he does.
Scott Brooks, they need to rebuild.
Did Terrence Ross get traded?
No.
Maybe you can see him be bought out.
They're a team that's going for a playoff push. I don't think.
Okay.
In the East, it's not that far fetched. I think they're the 8th right now.
Are they seriously?
They're close, if not in the playoffs right now. And they're
the 10th seed, and
they just beat the Bucks.
They're a game and a half back.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they could, but I don't know.
So maybe they'd be more willing to dump off Ross. But I feel like they would have been able to get an asset for him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but Ariz is the main guy. I don't know if anyone from New York.
I don't know how they didn't trade Noah Vonleh. I thought a team was going to swoop in and get him.
No idea. Vonleh, who knows with my boy Mario. I've seen a couple of people say that he might get bought out.
Former target of the Lakers last year.
I know. I should put a banner up for that one. But losing out on West sucks. Losing out on Ellington definitely sucks. But the thing with Ellington, my thing is everyone was like, "Oh no, they didn't get Ellington." Ellington can't play a lick of defense, so yeah, he's an elite shooter. I would say I'd have to look at his numbers. People act like he's an elite shooter. I think
he's at 37% this year. I think.
Yeah, so that's not elite. He's a really good shooter.
On a shit ton of attempts, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, but he can maybe give you 12 points a night by making 4 threes or something like that. But
at the end of the day, I think.
But then of course he's going to give up 18 to 20 because he can't play defense. So Ariza was my guy.
Yeah.
I always thought he could probably be a buyout guy, but really No other guys other than I guess Jeremy Lin would interest me. We've got plenty of bigs, so like Robin Lopez, Gortat, Cantor. I would instantly drop Tyson and JaVale for DeAndre, but if Knicks aren't going to drop
DeAndre
him,
is more of a guy that I see on the Lakers next year than during this season.
Yeah, and that's fine. If Terrence Ross gets bought out, I don't really see them doing that. But
if Terrence Ross gets bought out, a contender snatches him up immediately.
Yeah,
he's too good of a bench scorer
for sure. But no one else really. I don't really care about anyone else. I have less than zero interest in Melo. He sucks. He's sucked for years now.
Very much.
He's a drain on franchises.
Yep.
He will not change for LeBron because he did not change for Chris Paul, for James Harden, for Russell Westbrook, for Paul George. He didn't change for anyone. He won't change for any coach. He won't change for any franchise. Carmelo is not becoming Olympic Melo.
Carmelo, just give him a chance, Clayton.
Carmelo is what he is, and he will not change. So stop acting like he could possibly come in and help this team. He is. I don't give a crap what his catch and shoot numbers are. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he moves to LA. I don't care if he rents an apartment next to or like builds a house next to LeBron's house. I don't give a crap. I don't care if he puts up like an impromptu like bed on the court at the Lakers training facility. I don't give a crap. Do not give that guy a roster spot. I would honestly I would rather honestly bring in say Justin Harper from the South Bay Lakers than bring in like just give
deep because he's like the 6th, 7th best player on the South Bay Lakers.
Exactly. Do you not get my point?
I get your point.
Like bring back Andre Ingram for all I care. Like just anyone but Carmelo. You could maybe like if Vince Carter gets bought out by the Hawks, bring him in before freaking Carmelo Anthony. Like to put off your point of Markieff, I want to hate it, but he's not that big. Like he's not the better Morris anymore. He's whatever, and he's got some weird back injury that scares me anyway. So
what I heard, it's like in football when you get a stinger. That's pretty much what he has right now.
It sounds worse than that from what I was reading. So
there was a video I was watching from Dr. Raj or the dude on
3CB Performance. I mean I'll defer to him, but honestly, like because he's been out a while.
He's been out for 5 weeks now. It was a 6-week timeline, so he's been about 5 or 6 weeks. He's getting a second opinion right now.
I've had stingers. That's not a stinger.
That's.
I mean, obviously everyone's different. Obviously,
I feel like it's different for basketball than it would be for football. Well, no, you know what happened? He got a stinger and then he re-aggravated it. That's what happened.
I've had stingers. I've never heard it lasting that long.
He's the guy that I would like purely off of. I think he can bring a small ball center sort of option, and he can shoot it. He's an okay defender.
Well, this year he was 65% of the time he was at 5.
Yeah.
That said, that was this year before. I don't know if this was before he was injured. It's one of his worst years ever.
Yeah, I think
per 100 plus minus. But I mean, if you can get him to play the 5, small ball, you hope that he could come back and shoot 36% from 3 like he has the last 2 years instead of the 33 he is at this year.
Yeah,
I mean, like it wouldn't be, like I said, it wouldn't be bad. The only bad pickup would be getting Melo. I would rather bring in the political nightmare that is Inez Cantor than freaking Carmelo Anthony.
That's too much.
I don't like La can't even make up for him. I will pass.
La. Oh my god.
Are they even married anymore? Who knows? Honestly, who gives a care? Who gives a crap? Like he's not even the most important one in that relationship. So
let's go. God, 2-1. Please.
You're about to get attacked by the same guy who did not like your Paul George stripper comment.
Oh my word, yeah. Which anyway, that guy can suck a dick too. Like
there we go.
Like
and on that note, I think we're gonna end it there. We're already going
you're gonna have to cut that one part out.
No, keep it. Keep it.
Just
whatever. Honestly, like whatever. Because if he could not sense the sarcasm, then that guy's a moron.
Wow.
20 out of 5 peppers.
I'm gonna get yelled. I'm gonna get yelled at by Lakers Twitter, and honestly, they can all do the same.
I'm sending that one soundbite to your school. I'll figure it out. I'll just send the one.
Oh, dude, you're gonna have to delete it because I think actually my students listen to it.
Oh, great! That's awesome. Now I really have to keep it in.
Absolute peppers. Absolute.
Okay. Let's end it there. I think obviously it's been a while since the last one we did before today. I want to aim for 2 podcasts a week. If we can get that at the very, very least 1 a week, that's what I want to get to. It's in the sort of winding down of the NBA season. If Lakers make it to the playoffs, we can talk about that. And also there with the place the Lakers are right now, it also gives us an opportunity to talk draft, which is going to be fun because a lot of guys in that middle spot that I like. And we can get into that at a future date. But Clayton, do you have anything you wanna finish off on? Do you want to tell someone else to suck a dick?
I mean, there's plenty of people that I want to tell
that's true.
But, I mean, honestly, like they probably do anyway. So.
Oh my god, dude!
Plenty of circle jerking going on Twitter.
Holy moly, Nelson! Do you have anything else you want to say?
I mean, I said very few words.
I don't give a crap either. At me,
just because Clayton was just going on another Clayton rant. Typical podcast. It was a pleasure.
You're
fire takes like
did you fail a test? Is that what you said?
No, you were cutting up. I'll cut this out a little bit, but you were like really choppy on that.
My bad. I have terrible Wi-Fi where I'm at, but
just start. Anyways, like this after I just said. Do you have anything else to say?
Okay. Well, I came for the hot takes, and Clayton delivered. I mean, just pure spice, absolute spice. It was really nice to be back on the podcast, and hopefully I bring some spicy takes too next time. Hopefully I can deliver, and I mean, Clayton's just gonna go on rants and just keep doing his thing, so I can't really talk that much. But hopefully I'm able to talk a little more on the next podcast.
We're gonna need Nelson. We're gonna need you to get back onto your. You're gonna need to figure out your top 5 hair team. Even if we won't do an article about it, we need some starting 5 for the hair team again. It's a tradition.
I mean, I wish Reggie Bullock was a draft prospect because I mean look at that hair. Like that hair can shoot a 3-pointer. Like he can pull up for sure.
It's like what Elfrid Payton had, but like not what Elfrid Payton had at the same time.
Not terrible, but not as terrible.
We also have to ding Brandon Ingram from going from the frohawk to like some ugly braid stuff to even worse like Rams. He's got like ram horns going on.
Cut those shits. That's terrible.
I need rookie year Brandon back with
that. Yeah.
He's gonna bust that because these haircuts are not working out for you.
Anyway, thanks for all right. Let's end it on that. I really don't want to have Clayton start going off again on everybody again.
It's beautiful.
Shout out to our DMs though. Love you guys.
Yes, thank you for all the draft stuff. So now we know everything about every draft prospect, especially from Mike and Zach, pretty much.
Yeah.
Shout out to me for dropping in every month.
You drop it every month, and then everyone freaks out because they don't know who you are.
Yeah, they renamed the DMs after you and everything.
One day you guys might get to know who I actually am.
Anyway, let's end it there. Thanks for joining us, guys. Don't forget to rate the podcast again if you want to make fun of my intro, like Clayton said. You can follow us on Twitter at Under the Best Pod. You can follow me at Merch Christian. You can follow Clayton at Lakers 1949, even though he doesn't really tweet anymore. And I'm not even gonna shout out Nelson because he never tweets ever.
Whatever. All right, look, Markelle Fultz is gonna be the best point guard in the NBA at one point in the league. So
oh, Nelson's back with that.
I missed that.
Ben Simmons is probably gonna be better than Anthony Davis' peak.
Okay, but he's also a coward. Let's not forget that.
Let's not forget that he almost 3-pointer. He attempted a 3-pointer. He didn't get to the game, but he attempted a 3-pointer.
He pulled up. I mean, I guess he's no longer a coward, but I mean,
he legit pulled up in an actual possession. It wasn't end the shot clock. It was at the very beginning of the shot clock. Actually,
exactly.
LeBron sagged so far off of him that he was forced into shooting the ball.
I think that LeBron was sagging so far off of him, he was already in the locker room.
Yeah, we were going full Draymond with Ben Simmons pretty much.
It had to be a full-on heat check, and it wasn't a full-on heat check. Even though he was like 1 for 2 for 8.
1 3-pointer is a heat check for Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah. hey, I'll take it.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.